Welcome everybody to our Super Bowl edition of NFL Keeping Score here. I am your host, Wi-Fi, and there's not too much left to say to open up this show. I haven't already said. We tied our divisional game, our wild card game, we had our conference game. Now we have our Super Bowl prediction show. So without further ado, I'm just going to send it straight to our analysts for initial thoughts. Teachers, starting with you guys. How are you guys feeling going into Super Bowl week?
Pretty good. If you notice, I'm taking M-Dog's spot, so I figured I should, try to take his spot and talk a lot.
Nice.
Try, anyway, so.
Yes, I can't make the sun shine, but who can make the snow come? The Candyman. The Candyman can. Yes, so tomorrow probably will not be here in school, but just, one day closer to the Super Bowl. 3 in a row. Will we see it happen? I don't know. Well, I'm going to kick it over to LT, a.k.a. Summertime.
Hey, well, we're looking for a good Super Bowl. 2 years ago, we saw a good one with the Chiefs and the Eagles, and really looking forward to another exciting game this year. And as LT, no way can LT root for the Eagles, so we're hopefully Mr. Mahomes will show up big time this weekend.
Instead of LT, you call him ST, Summertime.
There you go.
And we'll throw it to the players. Any final thoughts going into the Super Bowl?
3 points are on the line today, is that correct?
Yeah, 3 points. We'll get to that.
And I think we're going to go 3 for 3 like LeVar Ball.
3 for 3.
That was a good ball.
Are you going to swerve?
Swerve in that corner. Swerve in that corner. Whoa.
So, without further ado, we're not going to waste any time. We're gonna send it straight to reviewing what happened in conference weekend a week and a half ago. Feels like a while ago now. So why don't we see what happened in AFC Championship weekend? Not great for either side here. Just wrongs all across the board. I want to start with the players actually on this one. What happened, guys? What happened?
We overshot on the points, and it was a good idea, obviously. It was 61 total points, but we just got the game wrong. I think we were there mentally, but it didn't execute fully.
I still believe in Josh Allen.
Yep.
He's never going to beat Mahomes in the playoffs, in my opinion.
I still believe.
Is that the craziest blow?
Mrs.
That's
Candy
crazy.
would fight with you right now.
I wouldn't say that.
She loves Josh.
Listen,
She loves Josh
this
more than me.
is something I got to really say. And I mean, people got to really, they got to just realize, Mahomes is just better than him.
Yeah.
You got to have a whole unit of a team to beat this guy. I mean, it's absurd. And sadly, that guy played unbelievable in that game, and the refs also had an unbelievable game.
That's flawed.
Can I steal the mic right now?
Of course,
for the teacher's side?
you may steal the mic.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I feel bad for Josh. Love Josh. Awesome. J17.
Great guy.
Josh
Great
Jags. Josh this. Josh that. I do think the Bills were completely outcoached in that game. Some of the calls, I thought some of the first down spots were bad. I thought on the, when, why am I blanking on the cornerback's name, came down with the ball with Worthy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
my
that-
God.
That's
That should have been an incomplete pass.
That was an incomplete
I
pass.
thought when they went for the first
100%.
down with the tush
Hit the
push,
ground.
that was the first down attempt. The fourth, they went for it in fourth. I thought it was the first down with the tush push, but they kept going to the Josh Allen legs. Tush push was not working. You had to make better adjustments, and guys like Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, the Chiefs, that just McDermott's a good coach. I thought he played to stay in the game and he didn't play to win the game, and I think they got outcoached. It's a shame because this felt like the year in Buffalo. This felt like it for them.
I 100% agree with you. And we were talking about it when we were getting ready for the AFC game, saying how they played unbelievable against the Ravens and how they won that game because the Ravens made mistakes. But we were saying that if the Bills wanted to win that game against the Chiefs, they need to know that they can't make the mistakes that they made against the Ravens. And sadly, those mistakes bit them in that game in the AFC Championship, and that's the Chiefs are just such an unbelievable team. If the Bills are making mistakes early in the game too, you knew.
The first drive for the Bills
It was a
nerve-wracking,
close
atrocious
game,
drive.
though.
Where two picks
It
could
was
have
still a
happened.
close game.
Yeah,
So,
very
yeah,
close.
they're
Like-
very evenly matched. I mean,
The Bills
throughout the
did-
last half decade, you could argue.
Yeah.
That was gonna go into overtime too.
The Bills
That-
made
me
the
too, at
same
one
mistake
point.
that the Ravens did with Dalton Kincaid dropping that pass. Like
Oh
Mark
my
Andrews.
Is that a
God.
desperation throw?
Yeah.
And
There's something about the tight ends in the AFC that can't catch clutch passes.
It's a tough pill to swallow if you are a Buffalo fan, and it's also probably a tough pill to swallow if you're a Washington fan, as we're going to see right here. NFC side of things, NFC Championship weekend, kind of a little bit different. That wasn't obviously according to plan as for Washington. As you can see, the Eagles came home with the victory. Teachers, I'm going to start with you guys because you guys actually went right down the board correct. So how you feeling? You got up by a point. Well, you'll see in the standings in a second. But it looks like you might be up by a point now. So what are you thinking?
wisdom beats youth sometimes, We'll see if that'll hold true throughout the Super Bowl.
Yeah, to pick Washington in that game on the road, eventually Cinderella was going to strike midnight for them. They have a great future, so the Bills obviously keep knocking on the door and weren't able to get it done. Jaden Daniels will be back, but to go against Philadelphia, we didn't think was a smart move last week, and we were proven to be right with the Eagles basically running all over them.
I said last week, or 2 weeks ago actually, it was a fight between Saquon and Jaden Daniels, and Saquon won. Saquon is a dog.
Funny story about that game. So I thought Saquon took the opening kickoff for the Eagles. It wasn't. It was Shipley. But I think
Yeah.
Shipley's 28.
Big
and
lacrosse guy.
And Saquon's 26, right? So I turned to my family. I go, watch. First play from scrimmage, Saquon touchdown.
Yeah.
And it happened.
And it happened.
Like, Dad! My
Wow.
son Jack, Dad, you called that, Dad! You called. I was totally kidding around.
should've bet the over.
Totally kidding. But you felt the game was in control, but it still was pretty close in the second quarter. I think the score was only a 2 or 3
Yeah.
point differential.
100%. And
And then a lot of turnovers. Eagles defense made the Commanders turn it over, and then Saquon had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, though. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, that really.
Yeah.
the Commanders, I mean, I gotta say though that run was impressive. I mean their run in the
Insane,
playoffs was
insane.
unbelievable. Like
It's kind of beast mode-ish, not quite beast
They
mode-ish.
went from
but it
one of the
reminded
worst
you.
teams last year to the NFC
Isn't that
Championship.
unbelievable?
They had the second
That's
overall
crazy.
pick.
Yeah.
Well, the Lions game, because they caught a break with the Bucks.
They did.
Off
Yeah.
the upright, they could have easily
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
that, but they were very impressive to go into the Motor City and derail. Sorry,
Sorry.
that was their big
okay.
win.
Yeah.
next year. And how about Terry McLaurin in that game? He was impressive in that game.
I'll
as
say this,
well.
Wow.
Trevor.
Player.
He is one of the most underrated receivers
Players.
of all
Easily.
time.
Top 10.
Yes.
And
Love him.
And the thing is that we said the negative thing that was going to happen in that game with the Commanders is their defense. And
The pass defense.
I mean, we said it so many times, and eventually, like we were going to get it right. Their defense couldn't stop Saquon.
Nope.
And
Nope.
the Eagles didn't even pass the ball, which is even they didn't even pass the ball that much. It was just a running all game. So
Yeah, Devontae Smith had a rush.
yeah, like it's crazy to think about. Like when you look back into that game, you were like, if the Commanders want to win, like their defense also has to be on point as well. So tough break for them, but amazing run.
AJ Brown did heat up a little bit. I mean, he was reading that book.
Yeah.
What was the name of the
What's
book?
the
But
name
I
of
don't even
the book?
remember the name of the
I
book
don't
was.
know the name.
It was. I think he read it both rounds. I think he was
I love
locked
that.
in on his
It
reading.
went
the
to
inspiration.
number 1 on Amazon from like 55,000 to number 1 in a day.
That's phenomenal.
Seriously?
A lot of
Yeah.
Philadelphia
That's
fans.
cool.
But he was kind of quiet until the championship round. I
Yeah.
thought.
Loud when it matters most. So I mean,
Yeah,
you can't really
exactly.
fault him for
I
that.
like that. I like that, Dan.
So
Dan the Man Marino.
yes. So we're gonna.
Eagles Einhorn Finkel. You guys see the movie? Sorry.
No, we're all good. I mean, I might actually take a
Ronnie
look at it,
James is
but
next up.
we also have to take a look at our standings. So why don't we see how the tides have turned and how it's flipped over? As you can see, the teachers have taken the lead by a point. If you're curious at home why it's 8-6 and not a little different of a score, it's because the points count for wrong and right. So if you got both right, you got both right. As you can see, correct. If you got both wrong, you got both wrong. So that explains that. Teachers, you're leading right now. We're getting ready to go into Super Bowl predictions. 3 points are going to be on the line, as I'll introduce in a second. But any indication of what you think? Just anything?
Well, as we said, the cream rises to the top. So
That's right.
we're in the front. And if you're not the lead dog, the view never changes. So we plan to finish up here strong and take a victory for the season.
And players, you gonna come back from that?
We've been winning all season. Ever since the playoffs started, not all season. The playoff season. We've been winning the entire time. We're going to come back in the Super Bowl. We're going to go 3 for 3.
Listen, if which by the way was 8 years ago today, if the Patriots can come back from a 28-3 lead, we can come back from a 1-point lead.
If
That was 8 years ago.
Luka can get traded to the Lakers, we can win this.
Anything is possible.
Anything.
So yes, that
gas,
was
no break.
to answer your question. That was the 28-3 game was 8 years ago today.
Yes.
So that was
Got on Twitter.
I had to invade Mr. O'Connor's
Wow.
house for that. I didn't have a TV during that Super Bowl.
that was.
Yeah, and his wife thought it was over, so she shows us SNL political comedy skits, and I'm like, we gotta go back to the game.
I fell
That's true.
asleep.
That is a true story.
Honestly,
True story.
honestly fell asleep at like 28-3. I think it was. So I missed the entire second half
You
of
guys
the
are a little
game.
young, yeah. Not even
So-
10 years old at the time.
We're going to have to see here. There's a new way to get points, guys. So I did mention this a few times, and I talked to you about it before the show. So obviously we have, guessing the game, right? Chiefs and Eagles. We have obviously getting the point total, whatever amount of points you think that both teams will score combined. But also new for us, we are predicting the Super Bowl MVP. So that could be anybody on the team, anybody in those 53-man rosters. Obviously, the favorite being Mahomes for that probably. But it could be anybody. So we're just not going to waste any more time, and we're going to throw it straight to see what our Super Bowl matchup is, although everybody already knows. The Philadelphia Eagles playing the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Network. And, I say it every time that the Eagles play a game, and I want to start with them for a split second. You'll see it's on my keys as they pop up here. The Eagles had to have their pass rush be really effective and consistent against Kansas City. I've said it about 3 times that they need to keep Saquon moving, which they have, so I'm going to stop saying it. I'm going to start saying they need the pass rush to do their job they have done the past 3 games. Also, Kansas City, they got to play two-dimensional. I know that they played really well against the Bills, and that was the first time they scored over 30 all season. And I know they skated by against the Texans, but this team has to be able to play two-dimensional football if they want to actually win the Super Bowl against this really talented Eagles defense. And lastly, it's a Super Bowl 57 rematch. We talked about it at the start of the show. 2 teams that know each other well. They've played each other. Eagles have beat them the last time they played in the regular season, if I'm right. And the Chiefs beat them last time they played in the Super Bowl, which was 2 years ago. So the Eagles want revenge, and Kansas City wants the 3 in a row, the three-peat that everyone's been talking about all season. So without further ado, I'm just going to leave the floor open, and you guys can tell me what you think.
Sounds lovely. I mean, this is a really, really big game. Everybody thinks it's
a Super Bowl.
Everybody thinks this is a boring Super Bowl, but real football fans know that this is a really big revenge game for the Eagles. It's all about who wants it more. Personally, I think this is going to be a defensive matchup. As much as people think that Saquon Barkley is going to run over the Chiefs, which is very possible, you got to realize that defense is going to be winning this game heavily. So that's what I think.
The Chiefs' defense has never allowed a running back in playoffs with Mahomes to over 100 rushing yards in the game.
They haven't played Saquon Barkley, though.
That's true.
They have not played Saquon Barkley, though.
Do you guys think, this is a question to the teachers, do you guys think that if the Eagles also want to win this game, they got to pass the ball a lot? I think personally this might have to be a 50-50 run and pass type of game.
Well, I think what nobody is thinking about is the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve Spagnuolo.
Spags.
With the Giants, okay,
Spagnuolo,
he dialed
dang.
it up and was able to shut down the Patriots, right? That was the 18-0 and 1 Giant loss Patriots. So what did he do last week against Buffalo? He was able to kind of keep them in check. The last play, he had the blitz coming off the corner that Allen didn't even see it, was able to get a pass off. So he's going to be ready to, I think, to be able to come up with a game plan to try to contain Barkley and put the game on Hurts, and it's going to be up to Hurts to try to win it for the Eagles.
See, I don't think the Chiefs have a good defense. I will say that, but I don't think they have enough to stop Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts rushing attack, and Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown. I don't know if I said him already.
I like that take.
I've heard a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people
mean,
saying going into the Super Bowl that Jalen Hurts is can't pass. He's gonna throw for 100 yards.
No.
Jalen Hurts last Super Bowl he was in, he threw for
Yeah.
200, 300 yards.
Yeah.
There was
He
an
can
argument
pass.
that he could have been the second guy to win Super Bowl MVP without winning it.
He's a very capable passer and runner.
People only say he
That was
didn't
Chuck
do
Howard.
good that game because
Super Bowl
that
five,
one
sorry.
underthrow. That was really bad.
I 100% agree with
He
you.
would've
I
always
100% agree with you, fellas, because you look at that secondary. I mean, I know a lot of NFL personally. I don't think I can name like the only other than Trent McDuffie. I don't think I can name the other secondary that's on that team. I think the Eagles wide receivers. Yeah, I think the receivers can easily take care of that secondary and make sure that they have to give Saquon pressure off. Like the Eagles have an unbelievable offense for a reason. They have two great receivers. They need to make sure this is not only a Saquon Barkley type of game. As good as a running back he is, they need to realize that this guy is not going to be the only person that's winning them this game. It's got to be the receivers as well. They have to pass the ball. So that I think the Eagles do know that, and I think they're going to take advantage of that.
I think the Eagles are one of the most well-rounded teams in the league too. Like they have a good defense, a good O-line, good receivers, good quarterback, good running back. Like there's not really many holes in their team.
What about their corners, Slade Jr. and Quentin Mitchell?
Then they have Cooper DeJean
and
too.
DeJean.
Cooper DeJean
Cooper, he's the guy.
and Quinyon Mitchell, he's good.
And Darius Slay.
Darius Slay, he's
He
good.
plays Slay.
Sadly,
Reed
though,
Blankenship.
Reed Blankenship is also
CJ
really
Gardner-Johnson.
good. Very underrated safety.
I should mention while you guys keep discussing, also there's big rumors going around that Darius Slay may not be back next season. He might be retiring as an Eagle.
Oh,
So
really?
he's a bit of an incentive for him to win this game. I just want to
Yes.
throw that out there for you guys.
Sadly, the thing that I do have to say though, I could easily see the Eagles playing a man coverage and stacking up the box. You got to give pressure to Patrick Mahomes. Now the problem that you have with stacking up the box,
Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
you got to play. No, I'm talking about on the defensive side. What the Eagles have to do on defense, they have to stack the box and they have to play man coverage. The problem that you have with that is that I don't see those corners playing man coverage. I don't think they're good at playing man coverage, especially when that Chiefs wide receiving core has very speedy guys. They have to make if they do that though, and if they do really good in that, I think they can win this game because that is playing man coverage and setting the tone and making sure to pressure Patrick Mahomes. That's how you can win the football game. That's in my opinion.
I think a key person on the defense this game could either be Jalen Carter or Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
Nolan Smith, that speedy edge rusher. Who's the tackle? Number 74, Jawan Taylor.
Yeah.
That guy, he's horrible. Nolan
Yeah.
Smith is going to destroy him or Jalen Carter. There's going to be no stopping that D-line. Mahomes is going to get sacked multiple times. I'm calling it right
100%.
now.
What's your guys' take on the defensive side?
I mean, obviously, I agree with the Spagnuolo assessment. I think the Eagles' defense. I think Saquon's the X factor. If they can allow him to run a little bit, if he has a success, if you're the Eagles, you want that play action going on.
Yes, agreed.
But I think that's the key. I think Saquon's the key to the game for both sides. If containing him obviously, and then if he's running for the Eagles, they can give it to pass to AJ Brown, pass to Goddard, pass to Devontae Smith.
And they can always pass to Saquon, too. If
He's
not getting
a
the run
good
game, throw some screen passes to him. He can take it for
out of the
30
backfield,
yards.
running pass out of the backfield.
Saquon's a game wrecker. Like he could win a game.
Yeah.
By
So
himself.
we're talking about winning the
Only player in
game.
Madden with leapfrog.
You're talking about winning the game. So now I'm gonna let you guys discuss. So I want to see. I'm gonna start with the teachers.
Good.
I want your
Yeah,
predictions. I want to know who is winning this game.
Let's go Big Daddy. He's not getting a lot of airtime. Get some airtime, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, tell us what you
What do you
think.
think?
So, you know what? I'm all about legacy. I'm all about records. You know what? I wanted to be Lions Super Bowl, but it's not. So that's okay. But three-peat, big deal.
Never been done.
Never been done. So I'm going to say history is going to be made. I'm calling for Kansas City to win.
Big Daddy's got it, because here's why. Gun to your head, life on the line, $1 million right now.
Oh man!
You're
all right.
You're going against Pat Mahomes? You're not, okay? Number 15 is Houdini. He finds a way to get, you can lock him up, he's going to get out, and the ball always bounces the Chiefs' way. You know what's going to happen. Somehow Mahomes is going to have the ball in his hand under a minute to go. Maybe he's down a field goal, maybe he's down 4, and he's going to lead his team down into the end zone, and it's going to be another Kansas City Chiefs victory. As a New Yorker, you don't want to see anything come out of Philly. I mean, what's their greatest sports hero in Philadelphia?
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa. Okay, all they have is a bell. It's broken. They haven't fixed it. And the Philadelphia Eagles sports fans are the worst. If you've ever been to a game there, there's nothing like it. So there's no way you can pull for them. So we are pulling for Pat. Not that I want to see Kansas City win again, but there's no way I would ever root for the Eagles. So we think Kansas City's going to pull it out. Candyman, what do you think?
X factors. The NFL wants it because they want to see Taylor Swift in the booth for the non-NFL, avid fans. Number one. Number two, you need to keep that State Farm commercials going.
Oh my goodness.
So there's X factor number two. So I guess we're going Chiefs. I'm
we
wearing
are.
the Mahomes jersey against
I'll go
Mrs.
last.
Candia,
All right.
against the Josh Allen wearing jersey.
Bundaruski.
I'm curious. Do you guys think it's going to be a high-scoring game, low-scoring? What are we thinking point-wise?
We didn't really talk
We
about
didn't
it.
talk
Big
about
Daddy,
it.
how many points are we looking at here?
I'm
What do we
thinking
think?
like 63. I think it's going to be a decently scored game.
I'm thinking this is a tough
I think
one.
the 2 years ago when they finished, I think it was 38-35. That's 73 right there.
Yeah, that's high though. What's the over/under? So it's a 1.5 point spread on the game, but I don't know. Gentlemen, do you know what the over/under is? Have anybody looked at the over/under for this game?
We do not.
He's the
Okay.
gambler here.
All right.
The over/under.
You're too young.
He's coins. It's coins.
I do not gamble.
It's
No
coins.
actual money,
It's
all
okay.
fake.
It's coins.
Entertainment
It's coins.
purposes only.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
it's coins.
No money,
It's
no
okay.
money, no money.
No,
Okay, so
no
we
real
have to go with a point. Big
tough.
Daddy's
I don't-
got
I-
problem.
You feel a tinge lower?
I was feeling.
Remember, we can't go over, right?
Right.
Is
I
that-
feel like these games
Jameson
come down to
Williams.
strategy. Sometimes
Jameson
people
Williams.
talk about how they more. I don't know if it's going to go over 63. I'm feeling more of a defensive game, even though the offensive weapons are there for both teams.
All right, well, we have to
See,
go over
'cause
the
I'm
numbers.
thinking
You
the
think it's
score is
higher or
gonna-
lower than
I
63?
think the score is going to be 35-28. That's why I'm saying
That's,
63.
what was it 2 years ago?
35-38.
Okay, so,
Instead of put you in the 70s, that would be 73, right?
well, yeah, but he's got 63.
What do you think? It's higher than that?
You know. No, I don't think it's higher than that.
I was thinking low score to begin with, to be honest with you.
I don't think low. Mahomes out there, Barkley, there's going to be points. Things happen.
Yeah.
It's in a dome. You're not going to get
Well,
bad weather.
wind.
You guys could all give me your
I'm
total.
gonna
We can
crash on
average it.
Patrick Mahomes.
How
You
about
crash
that?
on Taylor Swift.
I'm looking more at like 57 myself.
Okay.
57, 63,
I kind of like the 63. I'm
63.
yeah, maybe
All right, we'll go 60. It's in the middle.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
So-
sounds good.
We're going
60 sounds
60
good.
points over here, and before I throw it back to the players, I do have to get to them. But I need your Super Bowl MVP. So who's going to be the Super Bowl
sitting right
MVP?
next
Is
to
he just
That
red
man
jersey
right
right there? Is it that simple? He's on the jersey.
5.
I don't blame you.
Gotta go with the leader. Gotta
Yeah.
go with the
You know
quarterback.
what? I'm gonna rate this.
boring but practical.
So I'm gonna go with it. I'll take that. So they've got the Chiefs winning it. They got Mahomes the Super Bowl MVP, and they're going for 60 is the point total. Throw it to the players. You guys have the chance to come back from down one. You guys got your LeBron in you, or what's happening?
I always have that LeBron in me. I hate Patrick Mahomes so much. Gun to my head, aliens got the death beam
Oh,
pointed to the earth. I want Iguodala, but Patrick Mahomes, if he wins this, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I think I'll just perish
5 push-ups.
I-
5 push-ups on air.
right now.
No.
no. Like next week. Next
If he
week.
wins, okay.
Next week.
5 push-ups.
We'll got it.
I'll put 5 push-ups. He'll put 5 push-ups.
Well, I'll do 5 push-ups.
15 total.
But-
5.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley rushing for 300 yards. He's winning the game for the Eagles. I'm a Giants fan. I hate to say this. Fly Eagles fly.
Oh, okay.
You know his
I'm getting
play.
bold. Nah, I'm getting bold. I hate Patrick Mahomes.
He's
I
out.
hate Patrick Mahomes.
Weatherman, 7-11. What are you guys going?
We're going Philly. I know I got the Commanders jersey on. They just absolutely killed them. But we're going Philly. Saquon. I don't know if he's to put it up 300, but he's probably gonna
400.
500. Screw it. There's
We'll throw
500.
700.
Even if you lose, I win.
Hey, camera.
500 yards, 7 touchdowns, 8 receiving touchdowns. There we go. That's the game.
Big ball.
Hey, camera.
Up 12%.
Right here. I hate 3 people in this game. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift. I'm done. I am tired. I am tired of this. I am tired of so many things. I'm tired of those 3 people taking over the NFL. You know what time it is. I'm going Eagles. Jalen Hurts is going to have an unbelievable game. Defense is going to take care of their mobilities. And the Eagles are going to win this game. Let's freaking go.
Are they winning it by a lot? Are they winning by a little?
It's going to be close.
What's the score?
We're going to go...
Was he speaking for all of you?
Alright.
We're gonna have to go.
Is he speaking for all of you?
It'd be pretty sick if the Eagles went 38-35, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
That'd be crazy.
Too many. I think it's
Let's
too many
look
points.
at
Yeah.
What are we thinking? 62-ish?
I'm not good at math.
They went
I think
60.
we're
They
gonna-
went
I think
60.
we're gonna-
Yeah,
You can give me the score. I can give you
Let's
the
go.
numbers. Give me
Let's
the score.
go 57.
2. Oh, just
No. He just needs in total.
57 points.
57.
I like 57.
You like
Even
57?
you know
You're
it's
stealing summertime score.
you know it's good. You know it's good when they even say it's a good idea.
the sc-
I think we go
what's the-
57 points.
What's like the score though?
That would be like, for an example, like 30-27.
Yeah,
I work.
yeah, we're doing that.
So yeah, I was gonna say, who's your MVP?
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. What do you think he's gonna?
Cooper DeJean.
LeBron James.
Cooper DeJean.
So
Alright,
we're
Ronnie.
going to we're going
We're going
Saquon.
We're going to Saquon Barkley.
Saquon
LeVar Ball.
Okay, so Saquon Barkley. All right, we got two completely different ends of the spectrum.
great.
Any final thoughts you guys have before we go into Super Bowl weekend?
Yes, the students are going down. We're gonna sweep.
We're gonna.
There'll be one winner. That's it. One
That's
winner.
right.
We're
Yeah, you
gonna.
forgot to bring it. But you're gonna bring that for the next time.
I will.
Technically, there could be
Big
two
baller
winners.
brand up 12%.
We're gonna calculate the teachers so well that they're not even gonna know.
So
what's gonna happen.
that is going to do it for our Super Bowl edition prediction show of NFL Keeping Score. Teachers are going Chiefs, players are going Eagles. Everybody's trying to decide who's going to win the Super Bowl. But don't worry, because when we come back next week, we're going to see who actually was correct. Thank you guys so much for joining.